Hey everyone, KCMO Rail Fan here. Today we're going to be doing a 2-for-1 review on a couple of BNSF Dash 9s I got. We're going to do the 713, which I've had since September of this year, and we're going to be doing the 724, which I recently got over the weekend. As you can see, this is in the new Athearn packaging, which is no longer called the Ready to Roll. It's just simply called the Athearn series. No idea why they no longer call this the Ready to Roll. But as you can see, you got the new packaging, like I said. I really like this. It's a complete departure from the old packaging. And as you can see, you got the DCC ready and sound equipped, which means that there's a built-in speaker in here. So you don't have to hardwire your own speaker. So you can just buy a decoder and pop it in. If you want to have it as a simply just DCC ready, or you can get a sound decoder and put it in, and boom, your locomotive has sound. So as you can see, we're gonna do the unboxing with the 724, and we'll have the 713 out for the video. So you got the Athearn logo, which is the newer logo. You got the window box where you can see the model in. This side you got Athearn. Of course, you still get the seal. This side you have a picture of the locomotive, or a rendering of it, and it says Burlington Northern Santa Fe -944CW or C44-9W, and it's labeled as war bonnet, but this is actually a fake bonnet, and this is numbered 724. Got the product number. This side you got the Athearn logo. I'm sorry if it's going blurry. Focus, you piece of junk camera. And on the back of the box, if it wants to focus, you get a picture of a Sioux Line and a Canadian Pacific locomotive, and you have a little bio if anyone wants to pause and read. So to unbox this puppy, you just lift the top up, and you have the little like block of ice with the instruction label that has the little exploded parts diagram. As you can see, exploded parts. You have your sign up for Athearn news flyer, which it comes with every model. As you can see, you have the block of ice. This model does come with an extra McHenry coupler in case your couplers come damaged, but I won't be needing that, as I'll be converting this particular one to Kadees, like I did on my 713. And there's the locomotive itself. I will get the handrail protectors taken out, and we'll be going over this locomotive and the 713. So yeah, I'll be back, everybody. Alrighty, here are the locomotives out of their boxes. As you can see, they're both fake bonnet models, as noted by the BNSF logo in place of the Santa Fe war bonnet logo. If this was an actual war bonnet, it would say Santa Fe on the side. But other than that, it's exactly identical to the Santa Fe. Alrighty, let's get started on the front, shall we? We'll use the 724 for this. And I apologize for the hammer in the background, renovation going on. So on both models, you have the number boards, which don't light up, as this is a more cheaper model. But you do have your sand filler hatches, and you have the little grab irons on the front of the nose. Both locomotives have the low mounted headlight, which turn on when the locomotive's going in forwards. Both of them are LEDs, unlike the older models. Both of them do have the cab windows in the doors, which is correct. And you have the Santa Fe logo on the fronts. The first inaccuracy we see is that the ditch lights are mounted down here instead of up here. And they now have functioning ditch lights on these models, as the previous ones had dummy ditch lights. Obviously no MU cables or hoses, but you do have nicely done snowplow. Obviously the 713, I put Kadees couplers on it, while the 724 still has the McHenry couplers. Here's the conductor side of the locomotive. As you can see, the another inaccuracy is this cab window placement, as there's 3 windows on the sides instead of 4. That's been a thing since the blue box, and I'm not too picky with that. Unlike some, you do have the Dash 9 labeling right here, as well as the GE builder's plate and the F for front with some warning labels. Obviously, the radiator grill are not see-through, unlike the Genesis models. There are no PTC antenna arrays on the top, unlike the Genesis version. You have the BNSF logos on both, which are very crisp. Obviously, that grill is not see-through. No walkway tread, unlike the Genesis model, but you do have the little reflective stripes and the warning labels. You got the tank with the little bell, and the trucks, which are basic detail. You got the horn on both of them, which is nicely detailed, along with the exhaust stacks, which are nicely done on both models. Obviously, the radiator grill section is not see-through, unlike the Genesis models, but you do have the brake wheel on the side. And you got the truck detail, which is the same basic detail. As you can see on both models, you have the numbers on the back, which there are no number boards, but it is what it is, as most GE model locomotives don't have actual number boards, so they obviously have the labeling right here. You do have the headlight, which is nicely done. It's an LED again, and you have the grab irons. No walkway tread here again, nor are there any MU cables or hoses. As you can see, like I said earlier, the 724 still has these crappy McHenry couplers, while the 713 has Kadees. Engineer side of the locomotive is the same. As we take a look at the 713 now, like I mentioned, you do not have the correct cab window placement, but you do have the mirrors, which is nice. And there's the GE builder's plate on this side. And if I said that there's a GE builder's plate on the left side and there wasn't, I apologize for that. Obviously, the radiator grills, again, not see-through, unlike the Genesis model. You got some more warning labels. You got these little tanks, which are nicely done. And the fuel tank itself is nicely done, if I haven't mentioned already. The handrails are dainty, but they aren't as terrible as the older models. As you can see, there's the grills, which they could use a bit of weathering to make them look more dirty, but they are what they are. And we're back to the front locomotive. Not a whole lot to talk about on these models, as they are more cheaper versions. And here's the underbody detail for the one cares. I'm using the 724 as an example. I got these models at Midwest Model Railroad, which cost me around 133 bucks, which is half the price of the Genesis models. At least you do get ditch lights, functioning ditch lights on this, which is the first time on these older ready to roll, or I'm sorry, Athearn line models. I keep calling them ready to roll, but they're technically are. And they also have BNSF Heritage 2, which I may get one, but I don't really know. I know they make them in Union Pacific, Canadian National, some unknown railroad. I have no idea what it is. I think it's Canadian or Hispanic, something like that. And I believe Southern Pacific is made. So yeah, not a whole lot to talk about, like I said. I'm glad to have these locomotives in my collection, as I've been wanting some fake bonnets for a while. And as we do one last 360 view before closing out the video, I got the 724 at the same time as the Walther's SD75M. Well, I got this back in September with the BNSF hopper car, grain hopper. This has been the product review of the Athearn Ready to Roll, or Athearn line, Dash 9 44 CWs. Hope you guys enjoy this video. Take care, everybody.